My son, Brett, was closed off. He was disconnected. He felt different. He was sad. I felt very discouraged. I felt hopeless. I didn't know how to help Brett. He definitely needed some extra support that we weren't getting at his daycare. So we moved him over to the Family Life Center in Brook Park. When Brett started at Family Life, we realized that he had more issues than we previously thought. It went a little bit beyond communication. One of the workers at Family Life started telling me the different services that were available to us through OhioGuidestone. I started Brett in counseling through OhioGuidestone. He was getting school-based services. We found a wonderful counselor who was able to connect with Brett, and we started getting some additional testing. Brett's been diagnosed with ADHD, and he is on the autism spectrum.
When I met Brett, it became clear to me that I needed to work with Brett on his terms, in his ways, doing things that he liked to form a connection with him. So we did a lot of puzzling. He loves the memory game, and he genuinely is good at it and beats me every time. And he loves to build.
When Brett started seeing Reinheld, he sort of came to life. She was able to connect with him better than anybody else. And in turn, she helped me to understand Brett and to see that some of his differences and his quirks were actually really good qualities. We just had to play on them and develop those skills so that he could function better. Once I started seeing the difference that OhioGuidestone was making in Brett's life, I had hope for his future. I had hope that he would be successful in school, that he would make friends, that he would be able to have relationships and be accepted for who he was. In the midst of all the problems with Brett, I was also going through a divorce. The kids and I were struggling.
It started with talking with her struggles with Brett. And then we started talking about her struggles, essentially being a single mom with very little support, being the sole financial and nurturing and all other support for these children. Really struggling with some severe problems.
The divorce was really hard on all of us. I withdrew, I got very depressed, and I couldn't connect with my kids anymore. I was disconnected from the entire world.
You can't treat a child without really connecting with the parent. So, Jolene, I'm seeing you really suffering, and I'm seeing that you are not well. Is there anything we can do?
At my lowest point, it was right around Christmas, and Reinheld actually showed up with gifts donated by OhioGuidestone for our family. She knew that we were struggling and wanted to help make our Christmas a little happier. What Reinheld didn't realize that day was how depressed I really was. And she just sat with me and she talked to me. And she loved me. She showed how much she cared. And she saved my life that day.
Treating, supporting, and growing means when you treat a person, it could be a child like Brett, you're treating that person, but you're treating the whole family. You treat a person by connecting with that person, with compassion and kindness. Then they open up to you being able to support them. And that could be emotionally or spiritually, or it could have to do with resources. Growing is really like blossoming. You arrive as the gardener, you start watering, and all of a sudden, kaboom, things start to bloom, and that's really beautiful. This is what we are meant to do and what we're called to do in this job, but it's not just a job. I passionately care about her doing well, and her raising her children, and her having the ability to be happy with herself and her family.
Our path changed that day. I was able to start accepting help and connecting with my kids, and our lives have changed since having OhioGuidestone in our corner. We have resources, we have people to go to, we have people that genuinely love and care about us and that are always willing to help no matter what it is, whether it's counseling for Brett, daycare for the kids, summer camp for the older kids. They're always there, and they're more than just a daycare or a counselor. They're invested in our family.